Police sergeant injured in gun attack. The St. Catherine South Police are searching for a gunman who shot and injured a police sergeant at his home on Thursday night. About 9:50 p.m., the police sergeant has just arrived at his home in Portmore, St. Catherine, when he was pounced upon by a masked man as he exited his vehicle. The men reportedly fired shots, hitting the policeman several times. He was assisted to hospital where he was admitted for the injuries. Help each other. Mountain View hero takes over ambulance after driver suffers fatal heart attack. A passerby who took control of an ambulance after the driver suffered a heart attack while transporting a patient to the Andrews Memorial Hospital last week is encouraging Jamaicans to help each other when in need. Tariq Wade, who lives in Mountain View Avenue in St. Andrew, where an ambulance was observed parked along the roadway on Monday, October 28, with the sirens blaring, says he was leaving his friend's restaurant when he was alerted to the incident. We heard the ambulance making noise, but nobody never really knew what was wrong. So, when we reached on the scene, we see the driver had collapsed, he was unconscious and the nurse was hitting him in the chest, Wade told reporters. Noting that the incident happened across from Mountain View Police Station and officers also joined the growing crowd, Wade said there was no one on the scene who was able to drive a stick shift vehicle. The police said they can't drive the Jeep. Nobody on the spot can drive stick, he said, adding that a patient was in the back of the vehicle who was also in need of urgent medical attention. As far as we hear, the patient met in an accident in front of the cement company. The factory pulled out on Harborview, so the ambulance was rushing with him to the hospital. When the ambulance driver reached by the police station, he didn't feel good, so he pulled over, Wade explained. Evaluating the situation, the 24-year-old aspiring recording artist decided to take a quick action. So they said, "You can't help him." I said, "Yeah man, I can drive it," Wade recalled. Wade took out the driver and put him in the police van back. There the police rushed him to the Kingston Public Hospital, Wayne said before revealing sadly that the driver later died at the hospital. The next patient in the back, who the driver was going to carry to the hospital now, I had to rush with him to Andrews, save his life. The rest of it is history, he added. For Wade, who said he had never been in such a high-pressured situation, the experience was intense. I kind of panicked for a moment, but I had to catch myself because we know that we need to help each other. When you have the people in need, sometimes we ourselves are in need, with no one to help us. So when you can't help out, we try to help out any type of way, he stated. He praised his other committee members who also were focused on helping. Normally, when somebody meets in a situation like this, you see people taking out their phone, cameras, and all these kinds of things. And there were about 60-odd people on the scene, and none of them took out their camera. Everybody was trying to help. So we learned a lesson saying, instead of you taking the time to video people, try to help them, Wade stated. Now he is encouraging Jamaicans to be kind and helpful towards each other. Just help out each other, because enough times some people in need and want and have nobody to help them. If you can help each other, Jamaica will be better. That we look forward to, Wade stated. Finance Ministry makes progress in effecting some agreed claim items with restive civilian citizens. The Finance Ministry has reportedly made progress in issuing circulars to implement some agreed upon claim items with the Jamaica Civil Service Association, JCSA. 3 of the outstanding circulars were issued. This follows reports of growing discontent among civil servants due to delays in the implementation of their agreed items. JCSA President Tisha Clark-Griffiths confirmed that the issued circulars include those from extra hours work and overtime, with the circular for increments still outstanding. She expressed hope that the ministry will issue the remaining circulars by next week. Mrs. Clark-Griffiths explained that the circular is necessary to authorize payments, among other things.
So we have received so far 3 circulars. The circulars for extra hours worked, the circular for overtime, and the circular for taxi allowance. We still have some outstanding circulars to get, Those circulars, one, the reinstatement of passenger mileage, that circular is not yet released. The circular relating to the outstanding payment for mileage from April 1, 2022 to November 30, 2022, and also the increment circular, which will come into effect in April 2025. Those three circulars are still outstanding, so we still have not received all the circulars that are required, and the passenger mileage circular and the other circular relating to mileage rate are required so that persons can be paid for their outstanding mileage for December. So we are still waiting on those. I'm hoping that the ministry will move with alacrity to get those circular out. At the moment, we are still not yet in receipt of those, but we are still grateful for the ones that have come out so far. So the ministry is indeed making some progress in sending out the circulars, but I think it can be a little bit more faster, a little bit more clearer, because we are not even indicated to as to when these circulars will be coming out. So the communication between the union and the Ministry of Finance is not as seamless as we want it to be, and we're hoping that by the end of next week that all circulars will be in and that persons will be getting their pay come this month or the end of December. So we would have, as you know, signed our agreement, the last agreement that we signed with the previous minister, Nigel Clark, and those items of claim are supposed to be followed by a circular to give action to those items. Those items that we agreed to cannot be enacted unless a circular is sent out. So those are the circular that we are awaiting now.
Persons urged to avoid stagnant water following passage of Tropical Storm Rafael. Jamaicans are being urged not to swim or bathe in stagnant water following the recent passage of Tropical Storm Rafael. Health Education and Promotion Officer at the Westmoreland Health Department, Gerald Miller, says playing or swimming in the stagnant water is a risk factor for contracting leptospirosis from rat urine. You might have the rat's habitat being disturbed and they might urinate in the water, and then you have germs inside the water. We do not want persons to swim or bathe in the stagnant water. If you are engaging in it, then you are putting yourselves at risk from contracting leptospirosis, Miller noted. Leptospirosis can cause a wide range of symptoms including fever, headache, chills, body or muscle aches, vomiting or nausea, yellow skin and eyes, red eyes, stomach pain, diarrhea, and a rash. Miller is also encouraging the public to practice water safety to protect themselves and their families from gastroenteritis. Your drinking water, if it is from the NWC National Water Commission source, it is treated, that's okay. But if you are harvesting water, then you have to pay attention to your water safety practices. Ensure you boil your drinking water as a means of preventing persons from contracting gastroenteritis or other diarrheal diseases, he advised. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.